Like, I was eating up every crumb. I feel like this is really gonna make me feel bad. They were gonna be together. Like, the dark, mysterious bad boy brother. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name's Caitlin. Make sure to subscribe. So in today's video, as you can tell by the title, I'm gonna be giving my unpopular book opinions. I've seen a lot of people do asking their followers and stuff like that, and I might do that video eventually. I kind of wanted to give my unpopular opinions. There's around a few books, so I'm gonna like break it up into sections of the book. So if you haven't read it, they could be spoilers. You might not want to watch that section if you haven't read the book. Like, for example, I'm gonna talk a lot on Avatar, and a lot of it is towards the end of the series, so it will spoil it. Just make sure to pay attention to which book I'm talking about so you don't have anything spoiled for you. So I wrote them all down in my notes, and we're just gonna get right into it. The first book that I'm gonna be talking about is Avatar. I have like a lot of opinions on this. I read it at the very beginning of last year. We're just gonna start off strong. So the first one I wrote down is I don't really like Nesta even after her book. If you've read Silver Flames, it's about Nesta, and it's basically, I would say, kind of a redemption arc for Nesta, because all throughout the first three books and the fourth and even her book, she's literally portrayed as like this terrible character, and she's just mean to everyone around her. I'm not a Nesta hater, but I'm not a Nesta lover. You get what I'm saying? Here's the first thing. Like, you start off the series and you find out that they lived their whole life and Nesta did not like Feyre and never did anything. The only thing keeping them alive was the father doing wood carvings just a little bit, and then Feyre hunting. When they got money, they would literally foolishly spend it on things, and then was gonna get new boots even though she just got new boots when Feyre had nothing. And so they were living 10 plus years like that. Feyre was a child having to go out and hunt, and Nesta was the oldest and literally was just mean to everyone and never helped.
Okay, this might be doing too much, but I just looked it up because I want to like back up what I'm saying. I was just looking up their ages. When Feyre first started hunting, she was 14. Nesta was 18. She could have had a whole husband by then. It seems like they could have in their land or whatever. That's kind of how it seems. And she wouldn't even chop wood. At the end of Silver Flames, that Feyre is 21, Elaine is 23, and then Nesta's 25. Nesta is 4 years older and does nothing. Okay. Yeah, I'm so done.
But also, when Tamlin comes in the beast form, as an older sister specifically, I could never, ever, like, condone how Nesta reacted in that moment. So, some people say, like, Nesta went looking for Feyre. Here's the thing. Is Nesta didn't do anything when it mattered. She just let her get taken, didn't say anything to the beast, Tamlin, or anything. Yeah, she came looking for her, but she could have been dead. So like, what would that have done? Absolutely nothing. The second and third book, I cannot stand her. Spoiler, so if you haven't read the third book, please do not listen to this. In the third book, when their father dies, it kind of, you can see that like, oh, something really like triggered in her, and she feels regretful and she feels sorry and stuff. It shouldn't have caused someone dying for her to be like that. Do you get what I'm saying? People that support Nesta, they're like, well, she would be acting like that when Rhysand is like so rude to her and like yada yada yada. Yo, like, I've seen people hate on Rhysand, and I'm like, why are you hating on him but you were like all for Nesta? No book boyfriend is gonna be absolutely perfect. We like their flaws, you know what I'm saying? If I was in that situation as Rhysand, if my significant other's sibling had done nothing for them, mean to them, I'd be like, yeah, cut her off. Like, don't talk to her. That's like protecting your peace. And so I think Rhysand being mean to Nesta is totally fine, because he's trying to protect Feyre, and he's like, you do not need to sit here and let this girl talk to you like this.
Okay, I just want to add something. I feel like I kind of make it seem like Rhysand is just mean to Nesta for no reason, just out of pocket, always mean to her. That's not really the case. I feel like normally she does something first. I feel like he's just the person that puts her in her place. Obviously, I think he has a bad attitude towards her, but I don't think he's just straight up like dogging on her. He even tries to give her a little bit of chances, but he's also like, no, I'm not dealing with this. So yeah, let's get back into it.
And I don't think she's like terrible at the end of Silver Flames. I'm excited for the next book to see how much she's changed. I feel like a bunch of people are just like at the end of Silver Flames and they're like, oh my gosh, I love her better now, she's completely changed. And I don't think that she's completely changed. Like, yes, she's protecting Feyre, but I think we'll have to see in the next book how she treats everyone else. I think it was a good story of character development and her growing. That's my thoughts on Nesta. Next is on the whole other side of this, within a redemption arc. I think that Tamlin should get some kind of redemption arc. I don't care if it's a novella that's 100 pages. Like, I just want something, or at least in the next book, I hope that Tamlin is talked about. I wouldn't mind seeing Tamlin a little happy. Probably one of my least favorite characters, but I still think that he has like potential to be a better person. In his defense, he felt like he found his one true love. Like, he thought she was gonna be his mate. She's kind of stolen. In his eyes, he definitely thinks that Feyre is stolen. I don't think he saw anything that he was doing. He saw that she was falling out of love with him. He was just trying to keep her safe. Obviously, he did a terrible job. I do not condone anything that Tamlin did. I think he was like holding Feyre back. I think she's so much better with Rhysand. I would also love a world where Tamlin and Feyre can still talk and not be angry, and I was hoping they were gonna do something like that at the end of Aqua War or in Silver Flames. I thought that maybe they would meet again and kind of talk over like they forgive each other. It didn't really happen, so I would actually really like that, and I would like for Lucian and Tamlin to be friends again.
Okay, it's me again. So Aiden's actually reading Aqua War as we're speaking. Yeah, I got him on the Avatar grind.
Don't talk like that.
Okay, anyways, what I came to say is, what did I come to say? I say that it could be a book, but honestly, we don't need a whole book for Tamlin, okay? As I was reading the last 3 books, I was just waiting on Tamlin and Feyre to talk again. Obviously, I don't think they're gonna be besties. They were literally about to get married and they were lovers, and then it just kind of like, he just gets thrown away. I feel like, I understand, like, Tamlin was so bad. I wish that him and Feyre could meet up and talk over everything and he would realize the things that he did bad. I just wanted to see them kind of like make up. I feel like you can't just like disregard him. I feel like that needs closure.
Lastly on the ACOTAR series is about Lucian and a lead.
I'm so dumb. I started calling Elaine a lead. I was thinking about a different series and I just started calling her a lead. I'm so mad at myself because I feel like a fake fan when this is my favorite series and I'm calling a main character by the wrong name. So I'm so sorry to all the ACOTAR girlies out there. Yeah, I met Elaine and I kept calling her a lead. I fix it later on, but I'm so sorry. But let's get back into the video.
Lucian is like one of my favorite characters. For male characters, it's Rhysand and then Lucian. I love Lucian. Obviously, she doesn't like Lucian. She's literally pushed him off, and they're mates, and I don't know how you're gonna undo them being mates. Like, they're always gonna feel that tug, so I feel like for Lucian to be happy, they're gonna have to be together. We don't know enough about Azriel yet that I don't really know if him and a lead should be together. I'm okay with a lead. Have I been saying a lead the whole time? Elaine. Y'all, I cannot believe I've been saying that. And I love Azriel too, and I feel like him and Elaine have a lot more in common because they're kind of quiet and reserved, and he like helped her when she was in the House of Wind, I think. I don't know, like, I don't really want them together either because I feel like I'd rather see Azriel with someone else, but then all the like 3 bad boys would be with the sisters, so it kind of fit. But I love Lucian. I just want him to be happy. She like pushed him away so much, and I understand it's kind of an arranged marriage. They were mates and she kind of felt obligated to be with him then. She didn't even give him like a simple chance. So that's kind of my thoughts on Elaine and Lucian. I'm just excited to read the next book and figure out how it's all gonna end. So next is for the Caraval series. If you haven't read this book, make sure to skip ahead. I'm putting the times on the screen. I've heard a few people review this book and I read it this past summer. So I really liked the first book. I didn't really like the second 2. I thought they were gonna be about Julian and Scarlet. I love their relationship. I love Julian. I thought he was just such a like funny character. Scarlet was always taking care of Tella. I mean, she was the responsible one. I'm kind of the older responsible sister, so I think that's why I like resonate with all these characters. Off the bat, Tella wasn't very interesting to me. The second 2 books, I feel like all about Tella. The second one was obviously Tella's book, but then the third one was kind of supposed to be a mix between them, but I feel like it was mainly about Tella. And you got like glimpses of Julian and Scarlet, but it was not what I wanted. So when that series ended, I was like really sad. I didn't really like Legend either, if I'm gonna be honest. But I would have much rather read like the entire series about Julian and Scarlet. I absolutely love them. Sorry if this is getting annoying, me popping in a lot. I feel like another big reason why the story kind of changed because Jax was introduced. Don't get me wrong, I love Jax. I love that he was in the story. It was kind of confusing because he's introduced. Tella's supposed to be his true love. I don't know. I think I was like betting on Tella ending up with him because most of the time when there's like that character like Jax, they end up with the main girl. I think that's why I kind of felt disconnected from the series because I thought it was gonna go towards Jax and then it
didn't, he's literally gonna be alone for the rest of his life. And I mean, now we have the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, and like, I love that. The way the story went with him in it just kind of didn't make sense to me. I think that's another reason why I didn't really connect with it.
My next unpopular opinion is about the Red Queen series. I kind of just found it boring. I have not finished it yet, I will say that. I'm on Warstorm right now. I just cannot read it. Like, I'm getting so bored. And I saw that that one has some Cal's point of view, which is what I was waiting for the entire series. I have seen so many reviews about how that book has so many twists, like there's so many crazy things that happen in it, and then I read it and I'm like, how, like, what? And I like the twist at the end of the first book and all that. I did go into it thinking that there was going to be a lot of romance, and there's none. Like, there is a little bit, but it's really not. Like, doing all these things, and there's like these little missions, and people are dying, but they're not getting anywhere. Like, they're not getting anywhere with anything, and people are just dying. I just feel like I heard so many people like hype that book up that I was so surprised to not really like it. Okay, so the next one is also about a Sarah J Maas book, the Throne of Glass series, and this is about a specific person, and then I'm also going to be talking about a couple. I feel like this is really gonna make people mad. So this is kind of another situation like Nesta. I don't understand like the obsession over Manon. A lot of people obsess over her and Dorian, and I love Dorian. Like, I get Dorian, but at the same time I don't get Dorian to an absolute level that other people obsess over him. I like her and Dorian together. It's a little weird to me. I posted a vlog of me reading all the Throne of Glass series, talk about how like I was so bored reading Manon's point of view. She's like this witch, and I'm like, where does she come from? Obviously she's gonna have some importance, but I'm like, she's so boring, and like, you're just reading about she just wants to beat everyone up and how she's like mean. I'm not saying she's a bad person, because she kind of was raised to be that. All the witches were supposed to be like that. I liked Manon and Aelin's friendship. Also thought that at the end of Kingdom of Ash we were gonna get so much more of Manon and Dorian, so that's kind of why I don't understand why people obsess over them, because I feel like we weren't given enough of their story to be obsessed over. Again, I don't really know how to explain it. I didn't really connect with Dorian and Manon. There are a lot of things in Manon's story, like the thing with the whole 13 and all that. Like, I love those parts. They were a key part to the story, and some made me cry. I think it's crazy that people like Manon more than Aelin. Like, I just could never be like that. That's my personal opinion. Manon's still like a top character, but she's not like probably in my top 5. I probably have other people for Throne of Glass. So on another note with Throne of Glass, I feel like a really underrated couple in Throne of Glass is Elide and Lorcan. I wanted to see more of them so bad. I want a book with Elide and Lorcan more than Manon and Dorian. I feel like that's such an unpopular opinion. Lorcan and Elide gave me Feyre and Rhysand vibes, kind of. One, Elide's basically human. Lorcan's like kind of has like shadow powers. Like, he kind of gives off those vibes, you know what I'm saying? Him like jumping over her when he barely knew her yet, like protecting her, and his inner monologue like about her and stuff. The part where Elide goes out to find Lorcan on the battlefield, that like hit me, and that's when I was like, okay, this might be like one of my favorite couples. Okay, so lastly is about the Inheritance Game trilogy. I haven't read The Brothers Hawthorne. I haven't. It's on my TBR, and I'm probably gonna read it this month or next month. That could change my opinion a little bit. I thought there was gonna be so much more romance, and there wasn't, and I was like, what? Like, I was eating up every crumb. I do not think that Avery should have ended up with Jameson. I will be a Grayson girly unless something changes in the next book, but I am all for Grayson Hawthorne, okay? I thought from the moment he was in that principal's office that they were gonna be together. All the signs led up to it. All the signs led up to it. She was going to explain to Jameson, yeah, you're not like the one. You're not the one. She literally, oh, in the last book, she literally talks about how she's like just good with Jameson, but he doesn't give her like that feeling. I don't know, she said something like that, and I was like, yeah, okay, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. She's finally admitting to herself that she's supposed to be with Grayson, and he is the one for her. I was so mad when I finished that book, and she was like, oh yeah, I just said all that to you, and like all the signs led up to like I'm supposed to be with you, but I'm gonna go be with Jameson. What? I was so mad. I was so mad. There's no way. Like, the dark, mysterious, bad boy brother that looks out for his entire family, that's responsible. Like, you ain't going to him. You're going to like the fun, irresponsible, chaotic what? Maybe Jennifer Lynn Barnes was trying to get that twist on us, you know, but I was not there for that. To this day, I want her to be with Grayson, and I think they were supposed to be together. Grayson gave me Damon vibes. Conrad vibes, Cole vibes from the Walter boys or whatever. I cannot believe that she ended up with James. I just was not prepared for it. So that's my thoughts on the inheritance games, like romance. Those are my unpopular opinions. Let me know some of your unpopular opinions below. I hope you guys like this video. Make sure to subscribe and I will see you when I see you.